Hey guys, I'm Harsh Panchal, Assistant Professor in Chemical Engineering Department of LJIET Institute of Engineering and Technology. In this video, we will be discussing about the most easy to use type of non-conventional source of energy, and that is fossil fuel. Any typical power plant that ultimately produces electricity has a two-step. In the first step, the chemical energy of fuel is converted into mechanical energy by means of turbine. And in the second step, this mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy by means of generator. But what if we can cut out this conversion of mechanical energy? It is possible, but to do so, we need to have specific type of technology, and that technology is nothing but an fuel cell. So let's see how fuel cell works. Basically, fuel cell is the electrochemical device which is capable of converting chemical energy into electrical energy directly. This fuel cell looks like a battery. Here in this image, we can see and one fuel cell which is exactly looking like a battery. So let's see what are the different components of this fuel cell that convert chemical energy directly into electrical energy. Well, a typical fuel cell contains two electrodes and one electrolyte, which is very much similar used in batteries. Fuel is supplied to one electrode and oxygen is supplied to another electrode, where oxidation of this fuel cell take place, and by using this chemical reaction we can generate electricity. In typical fuel cell, the active material, that is fuel, is not contained within it like in batteries, but it is supplied from outside. So let's see how this fuel cell actually works by one classic example of hydrogen and oxygen cells. This hydrogen and oxygen cell are tried and tested by many space organizations such as NASA and ISRO. They use this hydrogen and oxygen type of fuel cell to power up their space shuttles. But the problem with this cell is the hydrogen. Hydrogen is not readily in the form of liquid state. At normal condition, it is in a form of gas. If you want to convert it at a constant pressure, you need to achieve cryogenic temperature, that is minus 250 degrees Celsius. If you want to convert this hydrogen into a liquid state, then you need to compress it at very high pressure. But nevertheless, we are using this type of cells in a space program, so we can utilize them for a commercial or industrial purpose as well. So let's see what a typical hydrogen and oxygen fuel cell contains. So at the center of the structure of this cell and solution which is capable of transferring ions from one point to another point is used, and it is known as electrolyte. Typically 40% of aqueous potassium hydroxide solution is used because it has higher electrical conductivity and it is less corrosive. Now there are two electrodes with negative charge, and that is known as the anode, and with positive charge, which is cathode, which are connected via external load so that we can generate electricity when this ions passes through electrolyte. Well, one does not need to confuse between this cathode and anode, since in an electrolysis process, this cathode and anode are in reverse position. But for fuel cells, this negative charge is anode and positive charge is the cathode side. So this electrode needs to be having porous nature, and material such as nickel and carbon used to produce them. And catalyst is also used to enhance or speed up the reaction taking place at the both electrodes. So now let's see how a typical hydrogen and oxygen fuel cell works. Well, the electrochemical reaction occur at the negative electrode where this fuel or hydrogen is supplied. Here in this image you can see that fuel or hydrogen is supplied to anode compartment where this hydrogen is converted into hydrogen ion and equivalent number of free electrons is released by this reaction, that is H2 gives 2H plus ion plus 2 electrons. These electrons then travels by external circuit to produce electricity, and this hydrogen ion passes through electrolyte and reaches the cathode, which is positively in charge, where oxidation of this fuel take place and negatively charged hydroxyl ion is generated by this reaction, where this oxygen atom reacts with water from electrolyte to produce hydroxyl ion. This hydroxyl ion and hydrogen ion reacted in electrolyte to produce water. This is how we can convert this chemical energy of hydrogen and oxygen into electrical energy by using hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. Now let's understand another type of fuel cell, and that is ion exchange membrane fuel cells. Well, this ion exchange membrane fuel cell is basically modified version of oxygen and hydrogen fuel cell. The main feature of this cell is that it uses solid electrolyte in a form of ion exchange membrane. The membrane is, however, permeable to hydrogen ions, but it does not allow the hydrogen atom to pass through it. So let's see how a typical ion exchange membrane works. Well, a similar kind of reaction is taking place here as well. The hydrogen ion from hydrogen fuel is produced on an anode which is negatively charged by this reaction. Now, unlike in a hydrogen and oxygen fuel cell, this ion were passing through a liquid electrolyte. In this ion exchange membrane, this hydrogen ion passes through ion exchange membrane and reaches cathode, while the free electron passes through external circuit and reaches the cathode. At cathode, this electron and hydrogen ion combines and react with oxygen to produce water, similar to hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. So this is how an ion exchange membrane is utilized to convert chemical energy into electrical energy directly. Now let's understand the next type of fuel cell, and that is fossil fuel cell. Well, up till now we have seen how we are using hydrogen as a fuel to produce electricity. So in a fossil cell we are utilizing the gaseous and liquid hydrocarbon to generate electricity. This liquid and gaseous form of hydrocarbon essentially contains hydrogen. So if somehow we can produce pure hydrogen from this fossil fuel, we can generate electricity by normal hydrogen and oxygen fuel cell. Well, to do so, there are three different components in typical fossil fuel cell, such as fuel processor, which is followed by power section, and lastly we use inverter to convert DC current into alternate current. So let's see what is the role of this component in typical fossil fuel cell. Well, a fuel processor which converts fossil fuel into pure hydrogen, so that we can utilize this pure hydrogen as a fuel in our fuel cells. The power section contains actual fuel cells or series of this multiple fuel cell. This fuel cell convert chemical energy of hydrogen into electrical energy. And lastly, an inverter is used for changing direct current generated by this fuel cell into alternating current. Well, the most highly developed fossil fuel cell is phosphoric acid fuel cell and molten carbonate fuel cell. We will see this molten carbonate fuel cell in a next video. Till then, keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.